Welcome back. You've been listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. We're taking a look at the North Central Netball League, and by gosh, some of the games going on have been absolutely tantalisingly close. And to tell us more about it is the president of the association, Kylie Walsh, who joins me on the line. Kylie, lovely to be back with you again. How are you?
Thank you, Alice. Oh, great. It's been great netball at the weekend. Wonderful atmosphere between competitors and spectators, so it's been really good.
How good is it when finals netball delivers?
Oh, awesome for a die-hard netballer.
I mean, on paper, it suggests that, you know, games should be close between certain teams in certain games, but so often you don't get it. When you've got both sides, I guess, not wanting to lose, that must be the dynamic at play here, I gather, Kylie.
Yeah, I agree. And also the second semi-final, it's always, you've got that second chance. I think people play determined but more relaxed. So it's a really great game of netball. There's wonderful skills that were shown on the weekend.
Most certainly. All right, well, let's take a look firstly at the 14 and under Bs. This was between Boort Watcham and St Arnaud. And, well, we had Boort Watcham taking this one in the end by not much. Kylie, just a handful of goals. Tell us more.
Yeah, and look, it was wonderful to see such another great display of skills at this young level. And the young Bulls were on a mission from the first whistle with young Jenna Tynan. Despite her small little stature, she was scoring goals really early, and then it was a terrific contest between the mid-court, St Arnaud, Hannah Jones and Boort Watcham, Sienna Richmond, displaying their young developed skills and their determination for the ball. And they really paired well with their teammates throughout the centres. Boort Watcham were able to stay more composed and consistent through the four quarters, and they took, like you said, a narrow win over the Saints, 17-13. So they took the first ticket to the grand final on the day.
Slightly more high-scoring one in the 14 and under A's, this one between Nullarbor and Donald, finishing Nullarbor 26, Donald 15. So Nullarbor really getting the better of Donald in the end in the 14 and under A's.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a difference in height as well. They've certainly grown in the next grade up, but it was always going to be a tight contest between the two. And it was a draw at first quarter, so it was proof that it was going to be a tight game. However, the tight defence of Nullarbar's Lily Scott and Kelly Hogan, they caused headaches for Donald and challenged trying to capitalise possession without any success for Donald. Donald just made some tactical changes trying to alter the movement in the circle, but Nullarbar had all the momentum throughout the court, and their goalers rightly rewarded their teammates. So Nullarbar, as you said, finished a comfortable win over Donald, 26-15.
Okay, in the 17 and under A competition, it was Boort Watcham v Boort, and another pretty close game in the end. Boort Watcham going down by the 5 goals to Boort. So Boort obviously having a pretty strong season in this competition, Kylie.
Yeah, that's right. And they were on a mission with Boort Watcham not losing a game for the season. And any time they met, it was a close game between the two. So it was always going to be a close game. But this was fast and the skills were amazing right from the get-go. It felt sometimes it felt like a tennis game because the ball was swinging back and forth and there were so many centres played. But the game was tied at half time, so it was going to be a battle of nerves through the back half of the game. But Boort seemed to step up a notch and gain further confidence playing off their toes, while Bulls became a bit flat-footed. And Boort's Eliza Perryman worked overtime through the mid-court and then rewarded her teammates with effortless goals. And that Bulls seemed a little bit stunned with this flip of the scoreline and weren't able to adjust to the dictation of the ball from the Magpies. And Boort were rightly ecstatic with the win and the ticket to play in the grand final on their home court, winning 30-25. But both teams should be really congratulated for the wonderful skills that were displayed on that game.
Huge stuff. Let's take a look at seniors action in the C grade. We had Boort up against Nullarbor, and Nullarbor too good. And, they really came home pretty strong in the end. The final score 38-27, Kylie.
Yeah, and I looked for that box of donuts courtside for Boort, Alice, to see if that was going to spurn the team on, but it was Nullarbor that had the eye on the prize. And North Central C grade runner-up Nullarble's Regan Kelly. She was dominant through the centre and driving hard through the court with a superb just delivery of the ball to her goalers. Both an injury to Boort's key defender, Tracy Bird, that really rattled them, and they had to adjust positions trying to slow the Maroons. But I was really impressed with Nullarble's youngster, Gracie Humphreys, and her maturity of decision-making in defence was wonderful to watch. And Gracie certainly just challenged Boort's Brooke Arnold, who would usually have the ball on the string. Instead, she was challenged with every ball activity in that circle. And Nullarble had a goaling slump midway through the game that wasn't, however, that wasn't enough for Boort. And so there's no post-game donuts for Boort this week. They went down to Nullarble, as you said, 27-38.
Well, it's above my pay grade, but such has been the contribution of those girls listening and bantering off throughout the last few weeks that I'm going to have to organise through the Flowman some sort of, on-the-house visit at one of the bakeries there for the C-grade Boort girls. Good on them, despite going down in the end. At least they can start to enjoy the off-season and the summer sports coming through now, Kylie. B grade, that's where it's at really for me this week. I mean, wow, what a finish. I'm just going to throw it over to you because I can't really tease it myself, Kylie. So this one between Boort and Nullarble in the B grade, tell us how this one went off in the end, in the very dying embers of the game.
Oh, Alice, it was an absolute cracker of a game, and it's one that you'd wish your whole club could come and see, just to demonstrate that when the scoreline sneaks away from you, you just chip away at the turnovers. And for those who have never witnessed Nullarble in finals, this was a prime example. And taking nothing away from Boort, and full credit to the defence combination of Isabel Hosking, Martina Twig and Caitlin Hogg, challenging Nullarble's every facet of their attacking game, and at times disassembling the natural flow of goals. But true to the Maroon mantra, Nullarble were able to chip away and finding their way to reward their teammates. And spectators were on their toes at the final minutes of the game when Nullarble converted some loose turnovers. And in the final 30 seconds that they were able to snatch that golden ticket to the grand final from Boort, winning by a goal, 38-37. But, what a game.
Yeah, certainly sounds that way. Spectacular effort. Just looking at the A grade to wrap things up, Kylie. Well, we know Boort have been the standout team all season, despite their struggles in more recent times, but they were good enough against Wedderburn by 6 goals in the end. Yeah, and I strapped myself in for another nail body, but gosh, it was a fast game and the skills just going nuts here. Boort's Steph Wilson, with her infectious smile, found the rhythm early to the post straight away, despite the teamed efforts of Tess Jackson and Courtney Gleeson. But Wedderburn made several changes throughout the course of the game, trying to match and alter the pace of Boort. But that return of Joe Isaac appeared to be that missing link that we've been talking about from their previous slump. A complete switch of ends for Holly Lockhart, bringing in Meg Lowry into the goals with Eliza Lockhart, certainly was advantageous for the Redback, and that enabled them to pull the score back to a closer margin. But the final quarter was really close and controlled and contested. However, the second quarter game that Magpies had, that held the lead for them to take the win by 6 goals, as you said, 60-54. Well, it is a very interesting case now of Boort clearly being favourites, you'd think, to win the A grade, because obviously finishing first and now being able to stave off the challenge from Wedderburn in this prelim means that they surely go in as favourites.
Yeah, look, it's going to be very interesting. They'll certainly be up and about, so it just depends. This Saturday is going to be very interesting to see who's going to be the match up against them.
Well, that's where we're off to next, so give us a rundown, Kylie, of all the games that are happening tomorrow across North Central Netball.
Thank you. So we start the morning with our 14 under B. We have the Lake Nandali Tigers playing Sananas, so that'll be a great little game. 14 under A, we have the Lake Nandali Tigers versus Donald. Then 17 under A, we have Nullarble versus Birchip Watcham. C grade, Birchip Watcham versus Boort. And B grade, we'll have Donald versus Boort. And the big game of the day is A grade, Nullarble versus Wedderburn Redbacks. So it's going to be great, another great weekend of netball. So I'm really looking forward to Saturday's games, Alice, and with the emotions going, it'll be a very emotional day with the successes and losses of this round. But I'd like to wish everyone competing in the game for preliminary finals in St Arnaud the best of luck, and I hope all players, officials, umpires and spectators will show again the respect they've shown to each other over the past few weeks. It's been wonderful, so I wish everyone good luck.
Well, no one could blame you for being so up and about, Kylie. It's really going to be a fantastic scene when we get those grand finals coming our way, and of course tomorrow's games too. Well, all the best, Kylie, with all the games happening tomorrow. We'll speak to you again next week. That's Kylie Walsh, the North Central Netball President, joining me on the line to give us the latest lowdown from North Central Netty. Take it easy, Kylie, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Alice. I will.